my favorite book, one of my favorite books that I love so much. And I think it's one of the best things I have ever thought about to buy. It is not about trading, but this amazing book is called Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't taken time to read this, I would advise you to either find a physical copy or you find an online copy. This book was written by Napoleon Hill. Here it is. I bought this book for when I joined Royal Q. I decided to start reading off this book, Think and Grow Rich, and I bought myself a copy. But in this book, there is one. Just I want to read for you two statements. Just two statements. One of my best topics from this book, ladies and gentlemen, if someone could find it and read it, it's called The Burning Desire. The Burning Desire. And the burning desire is the starting point of all the achievements that you are yearning for. A burning desire to be, a burning desire to do. Now, the big question before I start off this Zoom, the big question I have for you, if I share my screen, because it is important for everybody to understand that the burning desire to be, the burning desire to do, is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, who do you want to be? And what do you want to do? So it is important for you to understand that dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. Now, usually traders become too lazy. Along the lines, you feel like you don't need to analyze the market. You are waiting for the signals. Now, when I inform you that dreams are not born of indifference, dreams will not be born of your laziness and lack of ambition. So I want you to be ambitious. I want you to understand you need a burning desire. And this burning desire of who you want to be and what you want to do. And as a trader, it is important for you not to just hope, not to just wish, but to make sure that you have that dominating desire that started in your mind. This is one of the amazing books I would recommend. It's called Think and Grow Rich. I request you to find it and then be able to learn something. Now, as you decide to trade, before I go to share my screen right now, as you decide to trade, I want you to understand that you must have a reason, apart from having the desire, of why you need the money. But also it is important for you, ladies and gentlemen, not to take everything that you earn from your trading experience. I want to get you another book, one of the best that I've ever read. One of the best books I have ever read. And this book is called The Richest Man in Babylon. This book is called The Richest Man in Babylon, written by George S. Clason. In this book, there are so many amazing topics that could make someone wealthy. You know, there is a difference between being rich and being wealthy. I want to inform you that we do not want you to be traders who will never be wealthy. Wealth is power. Wealth is power. With wealth, many things are possible. And money is very, very important, because the reason why we want you to trade is to make money. But in this book, this guy says something very important, that money is a medium by which earthly success is measured. Money makes possible the enjoyment of the best of the earth's affords. Money is plenty for those who understand the simple laws of its acquisition. But in this book, there is one important topic. Part of all you earn is yours to keep. I'm not telling you to go and save your money in the bank, but make sure when you make profit, you don't eat all your profit. You make sure your capital is growing. Find yourself this copy. Be able to read it, ladies and gentlemen. If someone could be able to read at least these two amazing books, basically, they would be very, 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 very good in the game of both trading and growing their money. Ladies and gentlemen, having said that, I would now love to share my screen and then get into the lesson for today. We are basically still looking at support and resistance. And in our previous lessons, we categorically went a little bit far and talked about the horizontal support, which we are going to draw now. And then we add the diagonal support. The diagonal support. So we want to be able to go through the support and resistance. So I will share my screen. Thank you so much for joining us this fantastic morning. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. My name is Julius, and I'm just a representative of the big team called the Crypto Ambassadors. And our goal is to make sure that we provide you knowledge that could allow you make regular, repeated, recurring income. And because of that, that's why every day we come here and talk about the opportunity, and talk about the business, and talk about how powerful cryptocurrencies are, and how significant they can be able to change anybody's life. So today we are going to be looking at a few tokens, and I will be able to share through. So allow me add a token here by the name of SLP USDT. This token is a metaverse token. The Smooth Love portion, it's a metaverse token. And this metaverse token, ladies and gentlemen, works hand in hand with Anxiety Infinity. And they are running a project, something like bridging. I'm not going to go into those right now, but let's look at this in our trading view. Like we said yesterday, we can be able to draw support and resistance, ladies and gentlemen, in a bigger time frame or in a lower time frame, and be able to see the picture, the clear picture of what we expect and what we hope for. So I'll get off this. What we expect and what we hope for. And like we said yesterday, that the horizontal support is very, very important. The horizontal support is very, very important. And like the word says horizontal, it is drawn into a horizontal method, into a horizontal perspective to see if the market is being supported and if the market is being resisted. And for us to be able to win right, we must be able to have a clear sample space, because we are trying to use the history to predict the future. Because why? The market always, ladies and gentlemen, the market always looks at what it has ever done in the past to be able to give us what it can do in the present. And so that's why we basically are looking at that aspect. Okay. So I will drastically share something. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute. Right. Just a minute, guys. There's something I want to add on today. And it basically requires me to look at something small. Okay. Now, since we are looking at support and resistance, and resistance, this automatically is going to take me back to the topic that was handled by my land friend, Mr. Mopiwa. He looked at a few chart patterns that we basically could believe that could be significant and at the same time important for business growth. So I will be doing support and resistance, but I will still be able to take you back to some of those that he discussed as I talk about horizontal support and horizontal resistance. So I will look through a few of them as we also continue with our different lessons of support and what? And resistance. Okay. All right. Just a minute. Okay. Now let's get rocking with this aspect. So when we see this coin, so I'll remove this line because this was yesterday. Basically, I will look at, first and foremost, before you draw, you need to look at the current price. And so you draw a horizontal line at the current price. So after drawing a horizontal line at the current price, remember the other time we said that, I want to remind you, let me remove also this, we can draw support and resistance on a single candle. So let me first show you guys. I want to remind you, because maybe some forget. So I'll pick my horizontal ray, my vertical line. Okay, these are key. Okay, my parallel channel. Okay, the flat bottom. Okay. Whereas I think those I'm good to go. I think with those I'm good to go. Okay, now I'll pick the horizontal ray at the low of this candle. This one. And also pick the horizontal ray at the high of this candle. So it means that I have been able to draw support and resistance. Then I'll also draw a line at the current price. Now I'll move from 1 day and go to a 4-hour time frame. To look at how far this market is performing, or I will go to a 1-hour time frame. NA is fine. So we have the current price. Then we also have these that we have been able to draw. These that we have been able to draw. So now, this is a perspective of using one candle. At times, like I said before, it may not be in position to give us the perfect things we are looking for. So that's why we move away from being specific to one candle. I'm just trying to repeat myself and look at a group of candles. Now, having drawn a line at the current price, we need now to go back and look in the past. In the past, where was the market supported and where was the market resisted? And ladies and gentlemen, we all can see if we track our horizontal line that this was the highest price in this area. From where the coin is, because that is also very important for someone to know, from where the price is, we need to look at the nearest last highest price. And there we go, like I've said, and draw our horizontal line at the high. So you see, although this is the current price, the last highest price is that. And for us to get a better perspective, instead of us drawing a line, it is better for us to create an area, like we said yesterday. And from here to the close of the green candle. And ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully created an area. And all of us can see, if I put in the path, that the market moved from, I'll take, now we also have this, but we are still talking about resistance. We also see that the market moved from down here, touched this area, came down here, touched this area, then it continued in a downward fall. It means that from the current price, if we are looking at the nearby support, we cannot ignore this area. So we're gonna put our rectangle at the low. Oh, sorry. We're gonna bring in our rectangle at the low, at the lowest point here, and take it, and then it has, okay. It is there, but it was misbehaving. And then take it to the close. And we must be seeing very well to the close of the red candle, which is around there. Good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, having drawn our support and resistance, from the current price, then we can move to the 4-hour time frame and see if the market is respecting those areas. So let me remove this line of the current price. Can we all see? Remember, I have drawn it in the past. Can we see that the market is still respecting this area here? I'm gonna bring the path, this one, like it respected it in the past. If I try to go back to the past, those where I drew it, because it is 1 day, so it will be a little bit far. Okay. I think this could be the area. You see this area here? I don't know if we can see. I don't know if you can see, guys. Because if I'm gonna use this phone, I need to imply a screenshot. Okay. Can we all see that this area here, you see the market moved from here, touched this area, moved down, touched this area, then it continued in a downward trend. What happened at this point is the one that is trying to happen now. Let me delete and take you back. What happened here? This happened here on the 23rd of March, 2023, is what is trying to consolidate here. I don't know if I'm trying to explain something. I don't know if someone can understand. But you can see what is happening here, guys. What do you mean, Julius? This is what I mean. What happened in the past, you can all see here that the market moved from this. You can all see that the market moved from below here. It went up to this point. It had broken this line. Now we're going to talk about a breakout candle. What is a breakout candle? A breakout candle is a green candle that starts below the line, below the support, breaks and closes above it. It's called a breakout candle. But sometimes candles form what we call a fake breakout. So usually, like you see here, you see this here. So you see the market moved from this, went up, then it came down to the area of resistance, then it moved back to the support. So it tried to move down to this area. So we expect it, if it is respected here, then it's gonna continue back this side. That time we were here together and we discussed an indicator that I wanna throw in the chat by the names of ABCDV1. Just I wanna throw it in the chat. Can we see, guys? So let us try to allow it to show. Let it show the higher highs and the lower lows. I have a question and I need an answer in the chat. When a cryptocurrency that is trading starts forming, we discussed this the other time. When a cryptocurrency starts forming higher lows and higher highs, then it forms another higher low. Then it forms another higher high. You now here, you are waiting for it to form a new higher low to make your entry. How do we describe this? An answer in the chat. What can we say that this coin is on a what? An answer in the chat. Let me come back. What can we say that this coin is on a what? Let me get some answers in the chat. If a coin is forming a higher low and a higher high, then it forms another higher low, and then it forms another higher high. Then it has formed a new higher high. So we are waiting for it to form a new higher low. In short, we can say that this coin is on a what? Thank you so much. This coin is on an uptrend. Now we are still discussing a horizontal support and a horizontal resistance. And this drastically now brings me to introduce a new topic, ladies and gentlemen, that we call a diagonal support and a diagonal resistance. When the market is on an uptrend, we're now going to bring in a trend line. We draw a trend line below the candles. So if I put at this lowest point and I touch maybe 1 or 2 points, we are good to go. 2 to 3 points, touches. Can we see this, guys? We all can see, if I bring my path, that the market moved from this point, went up here. It touched our horizontal support. Then, when it touched our horizontal support, it broke our horizontal resistance, tried to touch our new horizontal resistance. It didn't. Then it came down, touched our diagonal support, moved and touched our horizontal resistance. Now we expect it to touch our diagonal support and then be able to continue in the upside. If that is how the market will behave, then we shall say it's on an uptrend. But still, it can refuse and it breaks our diagonal support. So anything can happen. It can move from here, touch here, touch here, and when it reaches here, it breaks down. I don't know if I'm making sense. There's something I don't want to talk about now, but we shall discuss on how the market behaves. So it can break through and either stop at our horizontal support, continue up in the upside, or stop on our diagonal support and continue the market in the upside or in the downside. So when the market is on a downtrend, on an uptrend, we use a tool called a trend line. This is a trend line. And we draw a trend line below the candles. I hope all of you have seen me. So what I mean by, Julius, what do you mean below the candles? Let me take a screenshot so that I explain. We are now going to draw our trend line below the candles. This is drawing below the candles. We shall see on a downtrend, we shall draw a trend line above the candles. But here we shall draw a trend line below the candles. If you are following. and learning. Give me one in the chat. I want to introduce something, but before I do, let me find out if you are learning. Let me find out if you are learning. Is it easy? Is it hard? Let me find out in the chat. Is it easy? Is it hard? Let me find out in the chat. Is it easy? Is it hard? Let me find out in the chat. Is it easy? Is it hard? Is it confusing? Is it easy? Is it hard? Is it confusing? Let me find out. Am I trying to confuse it? Am I making it more complicated? I really need to make sure that I find out if I'm making it complicated. I promise that I will also find a way to make it easy. Yes, the diagonal support is a trend line. Yes, a diagonal support is a trend line. Yes, a diagonal support is a trend line. I've used the trend line to draw it. Okay, now let me get it, since now most people are following. Maybe a few didn't attend yesterday. But I think me, I'm already making it easy. I don't think I'm making it hard, especially if you have been following our classes. So let me first remove the indicator. And also remove the path. So now, before I go to the diagonal support and the diagonal resistance, but let me first finish it up. We still have another tool. You tap on the pencil down here on trend lines. We have another tool we call a parallel channel. A parallel channel. Now, this, we can usually touch our lowest point we want to start from, or our lowest low. Get a bigger spectrum of the market. You can do anything you want. You can get a bigger spectrum of the market. It's up to you. Or you can start from anywhere you want. Nobody has a problem with you. So I can pick it, let me say, and I take this as my lowest point. So after identifying it, 2 touches, don't force it. 1 or 2 touches, you are good to go. Take that as my second touch. Tap on it once. Then it brings a dot in the middle. You tap on the middle dot. Sorry, guys. You tap on this at the end and you stretch it to the high. You stretch it until it touches this highest point, this one, that highest point. Then you tap outside it. What it means is that this is now a parallel channel. On this parallel channel, we're going to discuss more. On this parallel channel, this becomes our support. This becomes our resistance. And when the market breaks this, this now becomes our support, and this becomes our resistance. Now, for us to simplify our make of profit, any candle that touches this resistance or support in the middle here, we draw a horizontal line. For example, at this point where the market touched this here, I will draw there a line. Okay? I'll draw there a line. So if I want to trade this coin, I will say when I pick my price range, here I talked about prediction and measurement. That's where you come and pick what you call a price range. If I decide to enter at current price, my take profit will be at this, which is a 6%. And my margin call drop from here to either this or to my horizontal support. I don't know if I'm making things hard, but let me find out. How far so far? We are now using a parallel channel to draw, to create. How far so far, guys? Let me find out. Is it getting harder? Is it getting harder? Is it getting complicated? Where do you have a challenge? Is it getting harder? Is it getting complicated? Especially for the new traders. Someone says it is getting complicated. What is confusing you? It is very, to me, a little bit more repeat. Please come again on the diagonal. It is you are overcomplicating it. Run over it once again. Okay. When we keep attending Zoom meetings, we shall be good to go. You know, guys, when I want to handle this topic of trend lines, it is one of, I think, the most important thing that every trader must learn is the trend lines. They are really so fundamental when it comes to trading. Okay, the trend lines. Okay, like I said, in the uptrend we draw below the candles, and you're gonna see that in the downward trend we draw above the candles. So when you analyze the market in the four hours, you can make an entry in 30 minutes. When you analyze your market in one day, you can make your entry in 1 hour. So when you draw your major support lines in the 4-hour time frame, so basically, these things of trading, basically, be slow when you pick the trend lines. Okay, now let me go back to the trend lines because they are what we call trading. They help us tell the trend of the market because they are the ones that can help us understand the trend of the market. Let me first remove them. Now this is in 4 hours. Let me take you to look at this in 1 hour time frame. There's something I want to show you guys. Okay. I'll still do the same. I'll remove this blue line. Let me start with the trend line. Can you all see that? Let me start from this point. I don't want to complicate anything. Let me start from this point where the market was supported. If I stretch this freely below the candles, can we see that along the lines, these are forming? Can we all see that the market, I'll start from here. Let me say it started from here, went up, came down, went up, came down, went up, came down, went up. We expect it now to come down. if it's gonna continue in an uptrend, it does not necessarily need to touch my line, but I'm using my line as a landing area. It's gonna continue. Then you could see that. Can we all see that the market is trying to respect this line that have drawn below the candles? And so if I'm a trader, if it touches my line and closes above it, then I expect that this market is going to move in the opposite direction. That's what I'm trying to explain. Can we all understand that? Give me one in the chat if you can understand that. You draw a line below the candles, and you repeatedly see that the market is touching. I don't know how I can make it more simple. You draw, when the market is on an uptrend, you draw a line below the candles. And you can repeatedly see that the market is respecting. So as a trader, you expect that the market will touch the trend line and continue in the opposite direction. I don't know how better I can make this simple, but I don't know how better I can make it simple, but I think I'm trying. I think I'm trying to make it simple. I think I'm trying to make it simple. Now, let's go back again. Let's go back again. It is called a trend line. What I'm using to draw is called a trend line. What I'm using to draw is called a trend line. It is, I don't know, but okay, let me see how I can figure this out. Okay. Let me see. Now, I'm gonna remove this path that I'm using. You tap on this pencil, you see what we call trend lines. There is a trend line, this one. Now, like we have drawn it below the candles, we have been touching what we call the lows. You see, I was touching those lowest points. We are touching those lowest points. Now, we can also draw it above. So let's now pick our trend line from this highest point still. We start from the lowest point, here we start from the highest point. And we go on touching. We at least need 2 to 3 touches. So I think I need to pick a bigger perspective. A bigger perspective. It doesn't care. You just need to be free. There is no, like, maybe if I start from here, there is no something like it should be like this, it should be like this. No. So it's up to you where you want to start your analysis from. But for me, when I use this, it doesn't come out very clear for me. But I have also drawn it at the highs. So instead of me using this, there is one that can do this perfect for me, and it's called a parallel channel. When you come here, it is here. You tap on it. So I choose an area where I want to put my parallel channel. And I want to use this area here, guys. I can still go to the 4-hour time frame, because whenever you analyze in a bigger time frame, 4 hours, 1 day, you get a better perspective of your trading experience. So I want to draw it here. Okay? So I'll pick my parallel channel. I'll take this as my lowest point, or I could take this. It doesn't care. You don't need to force it. So when you press it, then you stretch it freely. You stretch it freely, guys, and make sure you have 2 to 3 touches that touch your line. There I go, I get them. Then you tap in the middle line, and then you extend it to the highest points of your wish. So maybe someone says my highest point. You move this up one. Your highest point is that. It's up to you which high you want. Or someone says me, my highest point is that. It's up to you. No, as long as you take this middle line to the high, maybe you want that high or you want this, it is up to you. Or someone says, I want to focus on this one up here. I don't know how I can express it, but now I'm cloning it, but cloning means moving it. So I can put it there and I say, but now you see when I put it there, I've not had my 3 touches below. So you need to be keen. You need to be keen as you are moving your paro channel. So your paro channel from this as being my lowest point, 2 touches to that being my touch, it is up to you, to that being my high. So now, how do I use the paro channel? Every place where the market touched my line, touched the market, I'll draw the line, a horizontal line. So this, there is a line. Can we see this? Can we see this point? So there is a touch according to where I drew. So I'll draw the line. Okay? Then I go again on top here. Do you see this point here, guys? There is a touch. I'll not go to where there was a breakthrough. I can either take this or take this. The touch. There is a touch here on my middle line. So I also draw the what? A line. Can we all see that where then I can still come down, but already there is a horizontal line there. I can still come down. There is a touch at my place there. Okay, now let me take a screenshot and then explain better. Can you all see that I want a better pen. This is a Lulu. Tilulu Zulu. So you can rule, but it is diagonal. Okay. I want a better. Okay. Oh, this one. I didn't know that this one works like this. But okay. Can you all see that in this area? Can you all see this area? That pen has over confused me. The pen has over confused me. But can we see this area here? The market moved from below, touched this, then it came down where our line has been touched, then it moved up again. Then at there, you see, those are minor supports and resistance. So if I'm gonna trade this coin, I don't know if I'm making sense. I might be here doing a kwacha. So if I wanna trade this coin, I would come on my pencil, pick my price range, measure from current price to that as my take profit. You see, it is a 2%. And from there to here as my margin call drop 1. Am I making sense? From there to here is my take profit. From here to here is my margin call drop 1. I'm using support and resistance to trade. Or I can even draw these on a 1-day time frame. Can you see even in one day it is moving within my parallel channel? But if I want to draw it here, then it will be a different perspective. I don't know if I'm making sense. Are we able to understand, guys? Are we able to understand? Give me any implication in the chat. Either is it becoming hard? Is it easy? Is it doable? Is it doable? Let me know. Am I making it hard? Am I making it hard? Am I making it too hard for you? Or it is simple? Because if you can be able to draw these lines, you can be able to trade. If you can't draw these lines, you can't trade. Julius, I will use indicators. They will never work. Let's look at this trade. Look at this trade. Let's look at this trade. Now I want to go to a downward trend. So this phone. Let me look at this trend called CFX. Brianna. Okay. I want to show you something, guys. Let me keep it simple. Now, we want to look at a downward trend perspective. A downward trend perspective. Let us start with horizontal lines, all right? You can see my screen, give me one in the chat. So we shall draw a horizontal, let's get a rectangle, press it at this lowest point to the close of the red candle. So we have been able to draw our major support. We can also be able to see with our naked eyes that at this point here, the market was resisted. So we shall draw our minor resistance there. Then we shall also look at the top of this area here. The market was resisted, so to the close of the candles, so we shall draw it there. Now we are gonna add in our trend line. So we are gonna now pick our trend line, guys. Press it at the highest point. Stretch it half to 3 touches up to the lowest point. Now, we are going to still look at, we are going to draw a line at the current price. So that we know the current price. And look back in the past and find any nearby support and nearby resistance. Can we see that this was the low? This was the low, guys. Stretch it to the close of the green candle. I can pick a bigger area. I stop around there so I can get a bigger perspective. Now, this is a perfect analysis, guys. Now, can you look at this? Does it look nice? By the way, before I continue, does it look nice? You know, sometimes you analyze the market and your market looks nice. So one on this screen, ladies and gentlemen, on this screen, let me pick it up. We have more we can do on top. but we shall stop here. On this screen, one, all of you will agree with me that we have a diagonal line. Now, this diagonal line is a diagonal resistance. Am I right? It's a diagonal resistance. You could see the market moved from here, came, touched it, continued in the downside. Now, while we were still talking about the diagonal resistance, ladies and gentlemen, a candle moved from below and broke our resistance. Hello? The market came and broke our resistance. Now, this candle is called a breakout candle. Let me come again. This candle that started below and came and broke our resistance is called a breakout candle. You see, it broke our resistance, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I'm making sense to somebody. It came and broke our resistance. So it is called a breakout candle. And all of us can see that after the retracement, when you come and pick your price range, after this down retracement, when the market started to come up again, you would be confident that the market yesterday delivered a 10%. To the what? To the resistance. Can we see the resistance? To here, where the market was consolidating. I don't know if I'm now making sense. You see, these little pencils are confusing me, but I will do it here. So 10%. Now, if you are not good at drawing horizontal resistance, I want to give an indicator. I want to give an indicator that could help you draw the horizontal supports and the horizontal resistance. Are we learning, guys? Give me one in the chat. How do you make lines long? I'm trying to draw mines are short. You must be able to use, are you meaning horizontal? You are meaning diagonal? Are you meaning horizontal? You are meaning diagonal? Let me know. Now, I want to give an indicator. Especially, I have no indicator for diagonal, but I have an indicator for horizontal. So when you're drawing a diagonal, you touch the high, but you see now with this phone, there is no, I need to use another tool. You start from the high, come and touch 2 to 3 points of touch, you're good to go. Below also, from the low, 2 to 3 points, you are good to go. So on a downward trend, we draw our trend line above the candles. And on an uptrend, we draw a trend line below the candles. We confirm an entry when we get what we call a breakout candle. A candle that comes below our trend line and breaks it. Or a candle that becomes from below our support and breaks it. It is called a breakout candle. That's why people say Bitcoin has broken. Now, I want to give an indicator because my time is done. I want to give an indicator, then we call it a day. Then tomorrow, we shall still continue with support and resistance. we shall still continue with support and resistance. So we tap on the plus sign, ladies and gentlemen. Then we tap on FX indicators. Then we go on technical and write in an indicator called pivot points standard. Pivot points standard. And once we tap on the star, it becomes favorite. Then we tap on it once and it will get into our screen. Now, this indicator, ladies and gentlemen, will automatically display in your screen a pivot point, a support 1, support 2. The pivot is usually the center. Support 1, support 2, resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3, resistance. It will keep on showing you. You can edit. So you tap on the indicator and tap on settings. Where do you want the labels? Maybe you want your labels to appear on the right. You don't want too many supports and resistance. So you say resistance 5 off, resistance. Maybe you want resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3 to maximum. Then you confirm. So you'll be getting not so much in your screen, because sometimes when your screen gets so much, it gets confusion. Okay, can you see, ladies and gentlemen, that this indicator had labeled for you a support, a pivot here at 0.14 and a resistance. So you see, I don't know if you guys can see. And so you could get in here and get us. So not only drawing yours, this indicator could automatically plot for you. Let me try to remove off resistance, support 1 and support 3. And I see how it looks like. Okay. Because I just reduced because of too much confusion in my chart. So this is in 1 day. You can look at it in 1 hour. Okay, it will usually give you supports and resistances, but like I usually say, indicators can never be perfect. So when you analyze, they could help you confirm. But I would advise you to always leave in support 2, resistance up to resistance 3. And if you want to remove the indicator, this is what you do as I come to the end. If you want to remove the indicator, this is what you do. I'll use 1 day. If you want to remove the indicator, this is what you do. Okay? You draw these lines. For example, this is support. I draw the line. The names are appearing on the right. If you want your names to appear on the left, just tap on the settings and let them appear on the left. So this is the resistance. So I touch the dot, so I draw the line. So that is the resistance. But remember, so this is a pivot, so I draw there a line. Okay, so that one is resistance 3. So down here there is resistance 2. So I draw there a line. I draw on the current ones. I don't draw on the past. Then on the top here, I have another line, but you saw already there is a line. So I draw my line at this point. If I want to differentiate them, I can draw them with different colors if I'm interested. Then I draw another line at this point. Then I draw another line at this point. If you're not good at drawing support and resistance, then I draw another line at this point. Okay. If I'm not interested, but then I can come and remove the indicator. Is this? So let me remove off the labels. I don't want the names of the symbol name. Now, if this candle closes, let me go to 4 hours and I see how it looks like. If that candle closes above and a green candle forms, then I'll be assured that the market that was going down has been supported there. So you can usually draw those lines. You see now here, there is also a sweet area where you could draw your diagonal line. Here, for maybe this lowest point, have 2 to 3 touches. Can you see that, guys? You can even, if you don't want that, you can even imply a parallel channel. From here. Stretch it 2 to 3 points, you are good to go. Then stretch it to the high, maybe to that highest point. And you just leave it like that. You find the market. Now it has even formed another. It is trying to form what we call a flag. Yes, where is the flag? Now these things, Okay. All right. Can we all see? Okay. Can you all see this? Can we see the pole and the flag? No traders come up. Can you see the pole and the flag, guys? I cannot draw it well. But can we see the pole and the flag? The pole, plus the flag. Now, if you want to understand that there is a trading strategy for this, let me show you. Last time I discussed this. Go and download what we call image search. Okay. Or you can even go to Google and say a flag trading chart pattern. You know you know these things, a flag trading chart pattern. And here is there are so many that let me see if I could see the example I have. The example I have is this. Okay. You see, when it forms the flag and it breaks the flag, I don't know if now I'm making sense, guys. Can you see this? The flag pole, the flag, then there is a flag exit. So at the exit, there is a flag length. You know, all these, you just sometimes, I don't know if you see this, guys. Let me come back to my, there is a flag and a pole. The market is trying to consolidate in this area. The market, I don't know if you all can see, the market is trying to consolidate in this area. It can break down, it can break up. You see the market is trying to consolidate. Yeah, I'll just move very fast. Now, one thing can happen, it can break down. Or it can touch this and then so when it breaks this resistance here, then we expect it to go to in the upside. All right, guys. I hope are we learning? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. We are still at support and resistance. Are we learning, guys? Okay. Am I making things so hard? I don't know if I'm making things so hard. Someone is on this Zoom and is sleeping. Why do you switch on your camera? Why do you switch on your camera? You know, ladies and gentlemen, there are a few things you need to do. Okay, there are a few things you need to do. One, when you wake up, I know most of you have not done businesses of working from home. Maybe it's your first time to work from home. One, find an office. Find an office. What is an office? An office is a small table with a chair. That's all. So when you wake up, move away from your bed. Go and sit on your chair and a table. Get yourself a pen. Get yourself a notebook. Write down. Have a sitting posture. I laugh at some of you when I switch on my camera. When I try to find out, you on bed like this. Then you are watching me from an angle. Nothing you are going to catch. Working from home is one of the hardest things. But if you want to make it better, in the learning time, get yourself a seat and a table. It doesn't matter how simple they are. I remember when I got started in Royal Q, I'm going to request one of my leader who has that picture to bring it in one of the groups. I had a garbage, a bin for my clothes as my table and a chair when I started Royal Q. I was putting my laptop on the bin and I present the opportunity. Anybody here was that photo, please just drop it in one of the groups. I know there could be people who are good at keeping history. That's how I started Royal Q. Between me and poverty, I was sleeping on the floor when I started Royal Q. I had a laptop. I had a bin as my table and a small chair. And that's where I started to present the Royal Q opportunity. I want to advise you, it doesn't matter. Get somewhere to sit, get a table. Two important things. Two important things. And the rest is going to be history. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you a nice day, nice trading. Till we meet again tomorrow, we are still looking at support and resistance. So we're going to continue to how to draw those trend lines, how to apply other tools like the flat bottom, the triangle, the rectangle, and how we use those different sizes to be able to find a breakout and confirm an entry in the market, either moving in the upside to our resistance or moving to the downside to our support. And like I said, if you are trading a coin that's moving from your entry to the support, we shall be using Royal Q at the spot. I'm slowly introducing features. And if it is moving from your resistance down to the support, you will be able to pick this coin. Like, for example, if CFX we have been analyzing is found in Royal Q features, you just go find this coin, trade it as if you are trading the spot market. There is no loss. the same settings. So if we are trading this, just to end my call, if we are trading this and you saw that it had touched your resistance and you expect it to come to your support, you would just, ladies and gentlemen, pick your price range from this, make your entry on this coin, and take so far now a 7%. Or you could decide to take a 5, a 7%. So you just need to go to your Royal Q, you find the features, pick the coin, and instead of you going long is the uptrend, you go short the downtrend. So the reason of us teaching you to analyze the market is that you are going to make money in all directions. If the coin is going up, you can enjoy the spot or the long. If the coin is going down, you can sell a short. Okay, so I'll be slowly. So this is what I mean, a little bit, just a little bit experience. You open your features. The challenge with this. Okay, now if you are trading, the tokens are here: XRP, Solana, and you find that this coin is now moving down. For example, but I'm not analyzing NF here. Let me look at, but Solana is moving in the upside. There's no leverage in trading Royal Q, so no one should scare you. There's no leverage. Okay, this is Solana. Okay, this is Solana. Solana is on an uptrend. So you find that Solana has touched the high. And with the indicators, you are able to see yourself that Solana is going to come down. So what you do, if that is your support, you pick Solana from this point to this point, and you take yourself a 5%. So you are going to be making money. That's why we are teaching you how to trade when the market is going up and when the market is going down. So in all directions of the market, ladies and gentlemen, our role is to make sure that you are going to be enjoying the market. When you see the market going up, you enjoy the spots. When you see the market going down, you enjoy the features in Royal Q. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and have a fantastic evening. God bless you. Bye, everybody. Till the next call. Thank you, and bye-bye. Nice practice.